Okay, this is after the fact me coming in to let you guys know that this video is going to be about, I'm going to do my makeup. This is the look I came up with, but mostly I'm going to talk about like blackness and identity politics and how these things like manifest themselves in a society. It kind of like made them up to begin with. So if you want to hear me talk about that or watch me do this makeup look poorly, keep watching. I also got a new palette. It's this palette. I know it's like nothing new or anything like that, but I've always wanted it just because it's like super colorful, and it is like technically carnival season back home, so I wanted to get something colorful so I can make fun looks or whatever for Mardi Gras and things. So let me know, like it literally has Mardi Gras colors in it. It's beautiful. Wait, is this called the carnival palette or something? What is it called? I think it's called the Zulu. That's a parade. I'm just not that bright right now. Okay, I'm just not that bright. Yeah, it has these Mardi Gras colors in it too. Like it has like a purple, a green, and a yellow. So yeah, I'm excited to use it. Since I did 70s hair though, for today's video, for all intents and purposes, I'm just gonna do like a colorful psychedelic look, I think, because that's how I'm feeling. I have this green eyeliner that I also want to use. It's like this NYX Vivid, whatever the heck. It's probably dried up, honestly. Oh, nope, it's not. It's kind of gross looking though. It's like not a cute color. Like I had an idea of what I wanted to do. I don't even know if you can see that. Maybe, maybe not. I think if I like use this and put one of these like greens on top of it, it should help it to like be more pigmented. So I'm gonna try to do that. Probably gonna use this as like a liner. I think I kind of want to do like a plain lid, I guess, and just like graphic liner. But I don't know. I literally have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just like, we're just gonna play around. We're just gonna play around together. Yeah, I'm thinking if I like if I use this green eyeliner, then I can make it more impactful with the green eyeshadow that I have. So I don't know. There's a lot of things going on in my head. I didn't plan out the makeup. I planned out what I want to talk about. And so about today's topic, I've been watching Real Housewives of Potomac, and like a very big issue in the whole season is that like I've only watched through season 1. I haven't watched through the rest of it yet. I'm like just started season 2. I don't really know how I feel about it. The only reason why I started watching it again, because I tried to watch it before, but I had a couple people tell me that it gets better after season 1. So I want to give it another try, and I want to see if it does actually get better. But so far, season 1 has been like a little annoying to me. By the way, that's the Pore Filler by NYX. Don't know if that focused or not because I'm not wearing my glasses. I've had it for a minute. It's pretty nice. I don't always use primer though because I don't really need primer, I don't find, so I don't use it. It doesn't really do much. My pores aren't like huge, and like my skin isn't like super dehydrated. If you ever watch Real Housewives of Potomac, everyone is in the group is like black or identifies in some way as black. So there's like the biracials, and then there's the light-skinned black people, and then there's just the black people, which honestly, there's only one actual black woman. Like black, well, no, there's two. There's two black women who are like they just identify as black and they're a little bit on a darker skin tone. And there's the two black women who identify as black who are lighter skin tone. And there's two women who identify as biracial. Their skin tones vary. It doesn't really matter really, but just to like help differentiate them, I guess. And so the whole point in this season has really been that there's a difference in experience between the women, between being a black woman, between being a black woman with lighter skin who may have green eyes, blonde hair, etc., more European features. And there's a difference between women who are biracial who have like a white parent and a black parent, and so they identify with both the black and the Caucasian aspect of their identity, which is totally fine. It's 100% up to you how you identify. Like, I should have probably started that off with like the premise of that. Like, I don't care what you identify as, honestly, because it has nothing to do with me. My issue is not in these ladies' identities and how they identify. My issue is in like how they try and force identities on one another. So like, I wanted to give a little bit of background of like these terms that we use anyways, because a lot of them are very old and they don't really make sense. And a lot of them have also like, they've been like disproven as not being like accurate. So like, it's just kind of weird. But let's start with race. So race was originally a concept created by scientists to differentiate white people and black people. And like, these things don't really make sense because it has been disproven that like black people and white people have different genes. But we are smart and we know that that is all stupid and very wrong. So into that, any further into that, I'm gonna conceal. I'm using this Born This Way multi-sculpting concealer. I only wear this because Jackiana talked about it because she uses it all the time. That's literally the reason why I have it. And like, also, just another note, a lot of my makeup is a little outdated. Like, if you guys have any other like more like black owned makeup brands or brands that are more like respectful of black people, especially in this year, please let me know, because I don't know very many. I know a few from like watching other YouTubers and things, but I don't know a lot of them, at least not ones that do like complexion. So if anyone knows anyone who does complexion who's a black owned company and it's like good and like comparable to like this, a higher end brand, I think is what it's technically considered. Like Too Faced is technically considered a higher end, and then I have this, which is like a drugstore, and this one's actually my favorite. It matches me perfectly. I tried to get a new bottle of it today when I went to Ulta, but their color stopped at number 8. And this is number 9.5. There's also half numbers that it's hard for me to find included. I only found this in Target. Like the Target back home in Metairie was the only one that I found this color in. Like I didn't find this at any other store when I went and looked for it. It would either skip straight from like 8 to 9 to 10. And I also have 10, which I used to just tolerate because 9 was too light and 10 was like too dark. But I don't mind if my foundation is a little bit darker because I always use a pretty light concealer, so it didn't really matter. And also I didn't like the contour that much, so I would just kind of like let the outer perimeter of my face be darker because it's like a natural, not natural, but it's like a contour built into my makeup routine pretty much. So like, there's that. But if you know any complexion brands that are black owned, please let me know if you guys care to do that. I know I have like 2 people who watch my videos, but I see y'all and I love y'all. I love you all. Any like amount of people who watch this and listen to me talk for way too long, you're appreciated. I know I look ridiculous, but listen, trust the process. Trust the process. It's gonna get there. But you know, I be watching a lot of like makeup videos, and for some reason the like trend in like Nigerian makeup is the concealer goes all the way. Race is kind of like a made-up construct. It's not really a thing. It's more of a social construct. It's kind of dumb now, but we still use it to some degree just to like identify ourselves amongst one another. Like black person to black person, we may like use this nomenclature, if you will, to describe each other, like African American or black. And a lot of times I find that people who identify as biracial, I'm not saying that like everyone who identifies as biracial is a garbage bag, but I've noticed that people who identify as biracial tend to be more inclined to want to be white or want to be acknowledged as white, if that makes sense. So like I see a lot, especially in this show that I was watching, like I see a lot of times the person who is biracial wants to constantly remind you that they're biracial. You shouldn't be identifying yourself for anyone else but yourself. It is for you. Other people's opinions of your identity does not really matter because it does not concern them. So why are y'all like so preoccupied with like making sure people know that you're like not fully black? Like, cause that's what it comes off as. It's like, well, I just want to keep reminding people that I'm not fully black. I'm not like a full Negro. I'm like a cooler version of Negro. I'm a hybrid Negro. And it's like weird. And I don't like it. And I don't like that, like, it's such an issue, especially amongst like Black people when talking to each other, like even just to like try and ask about these things or be like wanting to be better informed on them, on these issues. And like the way people identify in the show is kind of turned into like a race thing. They try and equate asking a biracial person which box do they tick, like how do they feel about their identity, how do they identify, essentially is what they're asking. Like, and it turned into like a you're racist to white people. And I'm not even going to go into detail about why that is stupid. So let me get into this eye makeup. I think I'm gonna do what if I did I'm just gonna do something crazy. We're just gonna have to see what happens. So look, don't be expecting nothing from this makeup. Like, I'm really just gonna play around. I usually make like makeup, like I usually try to go for a specific look, but I kind of don't want to. At least not right now. I kind of just want to play around. So I'm gonna do just that. Oops. I dropped a brush full of concealer on the floor. Don't tell anybody. So if you come over to my apartment, which you shouldn't because coronavirus, but if you do, don't say nothing about the concealer stain on my wall. Mind your business. Because like we all know, or not all, I won't say all, but like most people know, especially most people of the diaspora know that there are just so many different ways to identify as a Black person. Like why would you sit here and try to make something into something like that it isn't, just for the sake of like good television, especially with Black women? Like why is it that y'all always love to take Black women and make them into entertainment even when they're not doing anything like groundbreaking? Y'all make it into like this big old issue, like this big thing, like a Black woman like brushes her hair or something, like detangles her curls on a bus, and y'all like, oh my god, this is performance art. It is truly about, it is satire, it's satirical, it's pointing out the reasons in the world in which that we live in and the way it is dysfunctional and these things in society, and it's systemic this, systemic that, and you'll just be like sounding dumb. Because it's not that deep. Sometimes you just be living and y'all be trying to make it into something. And that's essentially what they try to do on this show, and it really irks me because like nothing is happening, but y'all are making it into something. And I mean, I know this is television, they're gonna do that, but it's just weird. It's just very strange because I watched Real Housewives of Atlanta and it was not really like that. Like rarely did they even bring up race. I have this distinct memory when I was younger, like my mom telling us to like make sure to remark ourselves as African American, and like if you see on a like form and it wants you to like self-identify and it says Black, you scratch it out and you put African American. And I mean, I didn't really get it then, and I kind of still don't get it now because I don't like, I know why, because there was a point in time when like being referred to as Black was like demeaning, but more Black pride, I would say now. Like I remember when I was younger, I was considered an Oreo. Like I didn't have an accent, I didn't use a lot of slang or ave, like I just didn't, because my parents were like, don't do that. So I never really was like one to do that. On top of that, I went to middle school in Belle Chase, and Belle Chase is predominantly white. And on top of that, it was on the military base, so it was predominantly white and like that type of white person, you know? You know, from those times, you know, like the ones who probably stormed the Capitol. Ooh. That is pretty. I'm gonna mess it up though when I go to put my concealer on under my eye, but it's okay, I guess. Also, if you noticed, I added this green to this eye, but I realized I should do it after I do my concealer, so I'm gonna do my concealer first and then come back to that. I'm gonna put this blush on. Honestly, I'm just gonna put a shit on my face because I'm getting impatient. Curve it up, blend that in. Make sure to smile, make sure to be happy. We love ourselves, we're beautiful, we're amazing. I don't know, I'm trying new things. Get out of my face. Get off my nerves. Ugh. But yeah, so this country does not have a very good like track record. And like in talking about this also relates to like I mentioned earlier, the coup that was attempted, which is all around ridiculous. Like I honestly, I have so much to say about that, but like it's just not worth my time. So I'm just not going to. I'm gonna make this orange a little bit brighter because it kind of got a little dull. And I kind of like want this just to be like a big ass orange circle. This psychedelic makeup is really hitting. Do y'all see how ugly this makeup is? Like, please tell me y'all see. Whatever, don't care anymore. This look is just not gonna be cute. Y'all just gonna get over it. Okay? If you think the look is cute, let me know. If you don't think it's cute, mind your business. Shut the hell up. Look. This is the makeup look. This is what I came up with. I was just kind of playing around. It was nothing really supposed to be serious. But I kind of like it. I kind of like it. It's like Farrah Fawcett-y 70s like disco diva if my hair would have cooperated more. But also, I didn't like commit and like cut my hair to give myself the layers to do the curtain bangs. I just kind of curled it and hoped it would like look enough like it if I teased it. And I kind of got it. It's fine. It's okay. It was worth the effort and it was fun and I had fun. See, it did it again. I don't know why it's doing it. It just turns off for like no reason. Yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know what you want me to talk about. I have a couple things I want to talk about, but I'm not sure if you guys would want me to talk about them. So